What's up, intercultural communications? Welcome back to week 12. Let's get right into our quote link for the week. So, a twisted cowhide whip known as a rigless was used to beat the rest of X. It's the same whip used by the French in colonial times to beat slaves. You can buy them in the markets today. This is a quote on page 251. I believe the author was trying to convey a segue into ethics. What ethics is defined as is a community perspective on what is good and bad in human conduct and leads to norms, perspectives, and concrete rules that regulate actions. Ethics regulate what ought to be and help set the standards for human behavior. I believe that he was trying to show how we can be ethically opposed to a situation. So, for example, I was more inclined to side with, I guess, the Americans or others that were trying to take the children that were affected by the Haitian earthquake and bring them into an orphanage elsewhere. This is ethically tearing because of keeping families together and not separating them, and also giving a child a proper education, food, housing, and all of the basic life necessities. So I think that the author was trying to show through an extreme example of what actually happens in our world. The reason why I chose this one also was because I was culturally incompetent to this situation. I had no idea, and I felt pretty remorseful not talking about this more. I don't know if it's still an aspect going on, but child slavery should never be an option. That is all for the ethics. Let's go down to our second quote. So our second quote comes on page 259. It states, bribery within this cultural context is common practice because of the following reasons. ... This shows to me cultural flexibility and understanding that the situation changes from case to case. It also shows that the person is trying to attempt to be trying to go from an unconscious incompetence to an ethnocentrism view to an acceptance style view or culturally competent. So conscious competent, or at least maybe unconscious competence. I'm not sure if I can make it that far. Anyways. But what I believe the author was trying to convey was metaethics, or metaethical decision to be more precise. Metaethical decision is a discovery process digging deeper into our own value systems to find inconsistencies, resonating points, and creative problem-solving commitments. It prompts us to gather more multi-level information to understand the reasons and give rise to problematic practices. After understanding the reasons behind an objectable practice, we can then decide to accept or condone such problematic customs. So, as we can see, bribery, for myself, the only time I can see bribery being okay is if you are bribing a kid with, like, candy or something to do their chores. I believe that would be okay. But other than that, bribery of monetary gain for politicians, referees, businessmen, women, anything of that sort, I believe it to be unethical. But that is also my own meta-ethical decision, is to evaluate even throughout all of it and then go, I don't know. But at the same time, maybe someone was getting bribed with the life of their family, so I guess threatened. That could be a different case. But that is why meta-ethical decisions is important. We need to understand that we need to be flexible. We need to understand that each culture is different and the different situations are going to affect every situation differently. But other than that, I think that pretty much about does it. So thank you guys for sticking all the way through. And yeah, congrats.